Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this here is the Workers' Rights Platform. And we have come together here to divulge something that, is a little unique and a little different. We have a situation that's taking place within our area that we want you, the public, we want you to understand where we're coming from. Because from time and again, they would have misunderstood us from a particular perspective. And you see Labre close to my heart. Don't talk about Labre because you can get blows. What you are saying when you're talking about Labre around me, I tell you one time, let me just get that out of the way. We have a problem in our area in which our representatives have been misrepresenting us concerning that. And today, we are here to clear that smoke here today. So firstly, we would like to address the issue with the water problem. But before I go on to that and the show done one time, the co-host, let me get him on one time. You see this kind of thing. Go ahead, Kat.
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean McCann from the President Parliament Party. And I'd like to say season greetings to all our listeners from the Workers' Rights Platform. So recently, the Member of Parliament for Point 410, Mr. Kennedy Richards, would have done a video, and we would like to congratulate him on responding to our concerns, because we would have raised several issues in the public space concerning persons in the constituency not having water, not getting water, do have water, taking water from wells, not getting water for a number of years. We would have also showed and highlighted the water treatment facility in Chatham. Members of the public, residents, co-workers, WASA workers would have reached out to us and called us and asked us to go down there and highlight the dilapidated condition that plant is in, was in, is still in, and the fact that plant is working at half the capacity. One worker called me, he said, boy, you're talking shit. It's only one side ain't working. It working. Okay, it working. So in response to that, in response to these videos that we would have done, that we would have been doing for over a period of time, we would have gone to CJRAS. Residents of that area would have highlighted that they are still using water from wells in their backyard, and they going to the beach to bathe. Residents would have called us out in the night because WASA wanted to dig up a standpipe that they get water from, and the reason why they go to the standpipe to get the water is because they do get water in their homes, Renison.
Yeah.
They have not been getting water in their homes.
Because I would have seen the pity. I could have taken this time and need people getting water from well. And there's a country that if you go down 30 feet within the ground can. Anyway, in Trinidad, he is going to find water. And you would have said that water is a natural resource, so what's going on here?
I remember watching a video at time, and they were discussing the different resources that a country has, and country were naming water as the amount of surface water that they have as a resource. So if Trinidad is a part of the Amazon basin, which is part of a swamp, and we have so much water, then why are we using salt water to give our people to drink? There must be blowbacks with that salt. That overconsumption of salt. You know, and these are the things that concern us. Living in a community, knowing everybody by name, knowing your neighbor, knowing your schoolmate. We would have gone to Cedras, where another member of our community would have reached out to us because she works security, her husband works security. It seems that everybody in Point working security now. And she goes to work in Point Lisas. She leaves home 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
4 o'clock.
that's the time that I leave there.
Right. So she leaves work. She leaves home to go to work 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And her concern is that she doesn't see her son or the neighbor's daughter before the place is dark. The children don't reach home before it's dark. They go to school in Citrus campus. And we would have gone down there, and administrators would have told us that this problem has been going on for 20 odd years now. 20 odd years. Various governments, plural, red and yellow, have been in power. You have a student body of 400 students with a school transport service of one to only be able to carry 100 students. So the next 300 students, the majority of the school population is not from Cedras. So on a daily basis, you have children reaching to school 10 and 12 o'clock in the morning and reaching home 7 and 8 o'clock in the night. You know, and you know, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts because these are the people living next to you. These are your neighbors. These are your friends. These are your people. And when they tell you these kind of things, and then you have a representative or representatives that get paid, are being paid, have been getting paid, are being paid for years, and then they come to say that you behaving excited, because you raising these concerns.
Madness.
You know, you have a representative that's saying that you behaving excited. You behaving excited because he now knows that people in the constituency ain't have no water. So you have a certain MP for the last 10 years, mayor before that for 3 years, 13 years going, telling you that he know that people in the area ain't getting water, but it's not his fault. It's not his fault, it's Wasa's fault. But his administration, his parliamentary body colleague, his leader of the party, his party has been in power for all those years. But he's saying Wasa is not the problem. We in charge of Wasa. Me. The parliamentarian is saying that my party is in charge of Wasa, but Wasa is the problem. You know? But he know.
I can't understand that at all. You know? Yeah, and you in power so long, you understand the issue, you're talking about it. And they're saying you in charge? Can you're the payless, sir? I don't know it. Can I go on to it and shove itself, eh? Take a tap.
So in light of that, in light of Kennedy's newfound knowledge of knowing, of not knowing, of now knowing, of now becoming to know that there are certain parts of the constituency that don't get water, we would also like to advise him there are parts of the constituency, in fact the entire constituency of Point Fortin, Labre, to a great extent, also has a high unemployment problem. Yes. That is the purpose of this video here this morning. The purpose of this video is not to talk about water. It's not to talk about water because we have a great concern. Christmas is coming. You know, in Trinidad, you know, Christmas is a a lovely time of the year. You know, we love to, especially in the country, especially in the country, we love to go by our neighbors and drink them out. For want of a better word. We are it! Understand? We are it! But in point 14, a lot of people are not going to have such a good Christmas because a lot of people are unemployed. It's a while now. It's a while now. Since COVID, Since COVID. You know, COVID was terrible. You know, at one point in time, Point was such a lovely place. You couldn't see a man wearing a sneakers twice. That's how far Point was.
Bars was full. All over. I mean, come on, I was seeing people able to spend it on more vendors. It had people buying more. And I'm sure you could have tested that people used to be buying more.
Yeah, you know, I owe like you know, I'm 52 years of age. You know, right now I'm for the youth man on the football field. But from the bars being full now, you have the corner being full with unemployed gentlemen of various ages. You have young fellas being frustrated. I know a couple young fellas well who, because of the lack of employment, have become frustrated and have lost their minds. They've lost their minds because they can't cope that they're not working. They've lost their minds. They have lost their minds because they cannot cope because they're not working. So you have a school system that is grossly inadequate. You have a school system where children reach the school late and they reach home late, so they can't do their homework. You have children reaching school late and they can't pick up in class. You have a school system where children don't understand the value of it. You have a school system where parents can't afford to send their children to school. So you, at the end of that now, you have a given amount of people coming out here not qualified, unable to be able to take care of themselves, take care of their loved ones, take care of their granny. You know, I love my granny, you know. So you have a granny, because that's the next thing you have on a monthly basis. You have these grannies in front of FCB Bank. As soon as month end hit, they had to go and get a little money to buy the little groceries to send the children to school. How these grannies go in and make out when they raise that electricity? Because if it is that they have to be in front of the bank as soon as the bank open to cash the pension check, that means to say that the money finished before the end of the month.
Yeah. They're working, they're living from paycheck to paycheck. And it's a sad sight in a can, because when you see people, the most vulnerable according to Terrence Dial Singh, which is the old people, and they have to stand up in front of bank to wait till it open because they would have borrow money from the grandchild. They would have break the grandchild piggy bank to go point in front of them bank and them, and they know some of them can't stand up long. And Terrence Dial Singh would have said in many of his nice, beautiful speeches when the COVID situation was taking place, that these are the most vulnerable. So now, in one way, you're saying, yes, the vulnerable. And in the next vein, you're saying that they're capable of paying a bill. And when you're seeing them stand up, there is not a new thing. I just reminding all your things that all you're accustomed to, because all you get so accustomed to it, it become a norm. But what having these old people standing up in front of a bank every single month end? Why they can't wait 2 days after or 2 days or thing? Because the money is not enough to sustain them. And we having a government that don't even have that kind of foresight and that kind of love in your heart. But every time you get a chance, Rowley, you're talking about you's a proud black man. Proud black man or what? And your country, the people within your country suffering. What you proud about? You proud of that? That what you proud of? You proud of you seeing old people standing up outside of a bank waiting for that might be the last money. You proud of that? I know people that when they go in the grocery, the food card that I have was cut and they had to carry back all the groceries on the shelf. Some of them people and them in the grocery want to take shame out of the face and say, leave it there, granny, we go see about that. Or leave it there, we go see about that. That what you proud of, Rowley? You proud of the fact that thousands of people in Point Fortin not getting water. And water just wasting all in the road. Are you proud of that, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley? Are your government proud of that? The other day we come out and we talk the truth is letter. We come back, so is the next thing. What we waiting on for we to make the change in we mind? The same thing we doing every time and it just a different result. But I don't want to stray from the point too much. We want to come back and start a hit on the issue with this major unemployment within our district.
Right. So the old ladies and gentlemen, the grannies and the uncles and the aunties front of the bank waiting on their pension checks to cash while the young people are unemployed. And that's why we're here this morning, because we would have gone to the Labre Industrial Estate and Port to do a video this morning, because the residents of Labre have been reaching out to us that they're being harassed, that Christmas is coming, that we are wishing you a seasonal Christmas, but they're not feeling seasonal at all. They're sad. As Renaissance would say, they're not feeling proud. They're feeling sad. And the reason that they are feeling sad is because the industrial estate has a gate that locks them out. So the government would have built an industrial estate in the constituency of Labre because of the high level of unemployment in that area. The government would have built an industrial estate in the constituency of Labre because of the high level of unemployment. The government would have built an industrial estate in the constituency of Labre because of the high level of unemployment. See all them fellas you see selling mango, that wasn't what they had envisioned themselves or had envisioned for themselves when they were going to school. They didn't go to school to come out to be the best mango seller and the best Zaboka man on the block. They had ambitions just like me and you and I and all of us. They want to buy a car too, they want to buy a house too, and that is why the government would have invested in an industrial estate. And then they would have gotten some employment during the construction projects. People would have sold food who wasn't working, a lot of people. And then when the industrial estate was completed, somebody came up with a bright idea to put up a gate to lock out the residents. Explain that to me. Explain to me. I don't understand that. And that's why we came here this morning. We came here this morning so that the Member of Parliament, Point Fortin and Labre, we're also going to write them letters, of course. But we came here this morning because the Member of Parliament for Point Fortin was good enough. We want to thank him for coming and giving us that update on the water situation. We would also like an update on why there's a gate locking out residents from the industrial estate, and how are they able to be able to go in there and look for jobs if there's a gate and they can't go inside to apply for the job. There's engineers in that marine sector have also been told us that Labre is a natural deep water harbor, when the Labre port sits idle, while other ports like Port of Spain or Point Lisas have to be dredged on a regular basis for ships to be able to come in to get work done, and Labre is sitting there. So you have a port sitting idle, and the people of Labre sitting idle outside the gate, and the government spending money for companies to come down here to open businesses.
Madness. But Carl, let me go into the video where we talk about the MP from Point Fortin, in which you come out to give Oya, and Oya deduce it for yourself.
Pleasant morning to the beautiful people of Point Fortin. Just want to give you an update with regards to the Wassa situation. I know there's much excitement about the terrible condition of the roads over the last couple of weeks.
I concerned.
No. So give you a brief explanation on that. There was a lot of areas in Point Fortin that didn't have water.
What you said? In order
for us to get,
you said that a lot of areas.
That's so.
Most vulnerable.
So imagine you could say that there's a lot of areas that don't have water, can you know that?
I wonder if you know there are a lot of people unemployed. Kennedy Richards, do you know there are a lot of people in Point Fortin who don't get water and unemployed also?
I wonder if you know that.
Honorable, and probably to the hilly areas, they had to increase the pressure, leading to
nonsense,
the bursting of a lot of the mains and whatnot. So
now Wassa officials
that is not to say that
would have contacted us after this video was done. Wassa employees would have contacted us. Wassa friends, Wassa neighbors. My neighbor would have called me. He said, you can't expect to increase the pressure on the line to reach where you want the water to go. Obviously, the pipe will burst. He said, no, you have to put a booster station. And that would take the water from that point and carry it to the next point. Obviously, if you increase the pressure, obviously the pipes would burst. So what Kennedy is speaking about there, he ain't get that from we at Wassa. The problem at Wassa is too much of political appointments. When Kennedy says that Wassa had to get the act together, that's what he's talking about. That the reason why Wassa is the way it's working right now is because of too much political appointees that not being able, that the country is not able to do or function as it is to. You know? And it's the same, I believe that port in Labre is the same problem we have. I believe it's a political appointee. Because I can't see what's the logic behind it.
I can't see neither too, you know. Trust me. Because there is a natural deep water harbor where they don't have to dredge. Like how they dredge Port of Spain and Point Lisas. You understand? And all our geologists in telling them that when the dredge Point Lisas, all this sand ended up down on Westney Beach. Tell them that. Tell them the truth. It have a sandbank going straight out to them ship and them outside there. You know?
The Prime Minister is a geologist.
So at the end of the day, people, the willingly and the forcefully putting Labre in a position that they cannot help themselves. It's supposed to have a dry docks that's supposed to take place in Labre, and we are going into that topic in which the election before this, the Prime Minister would have placed a sign outside Labre and state to the people of Labre that he is committed to making the dry dock a reality. So people vote for a promise. A billboard, a sign, that nice pretty sign. Where the sign now, they just come and they take it down after election. And that's the type of games that they just play with we. Now, the realizing election coming up, they would have sent brochures in every mailbox within the area. But my own get wet. But they must say year one and I watch it. They have a 5 years plan, a 5 years phase right about now to bring the dry docks. The same dry docks where we supposed to get
5 years ago.
but 8 years ago. 8 years ago. And here what I telling you, it seems to me that might be a plan
So that's
to
very good.
secure election again. And that the kind of nonsense people have to go through in this area. And I mustn't be vexed. Boy, the kind of thing I want to say if I say it here. Or you go vex with me. Or you go vex with me. We have other videos in which we are going to play, and some of you may not be on the network that we on. You understand? We are going to play this video and show you that here what's going on. It is a real issue with water down in this area. And every time we start to talk concerning certain things, we don't want nothing. We on drugs, we from in the bush, and that is the kind of thing. Down here are gangsters, but how you expect a man to survive, boy? If a man seeing it, there is no other way out, where you expect him to do? How you expect him to react? And all yourself creating the problem. And yet still we on this kind of thing, PNM and UNC. We should be on survival, on betterment, on progress. That is what we should be on in this peninsula. And when we must be an example to the rest of Trinidad and Tobago, that when they see we could come together, like how they operate in Tobago, for the betterment of the people within your village, then something else go arise. We go get a different breed of politician, but as long as we keeping it like this, we operating like this, we ain't gonna get nothing, because all the thing we want is road and water, and them create that problem. They make we feel that, let me tell you a story. I want you to understand the essence of the story. This Zen master would I tell a group of his underlings a parable. He said, boy, how you could get a cat to eat pepper and be happy when he don't eat it. And I want you to understand this part of it, because here we would I tell them. One of them say, boy, Zen master, I go in feed the cat for 3 days and then put the pepper in some food. He said, no, wrong, you use guile. He said, that ain't gonna work. And next man say, boy, I go take the pepper and shove it down the cat throat. He said, nah, you use force. That ain't gonna work. And next man say, boy, I go take it and put it in something that the cat like sausage. And he go eat it with a smile. He said, no. He said, that and all ain't gonna work. That was good enough, but it still ain't gonna work. He said, the students are they get confused. He says, then tell me what to do. He said, you know what I go do? He said, I go take that pepper and rub it on the cat bottom until it disappear. It just end up there. And that cat, bam bam, go be so much on flame that he will gladly lick off the pepper in pain. And that is the kind of thing that they're doing us here in Labre. When they lock we out at the estate, when they take away the natural resources like water and lights and them kind of thing from us, when they come and they present it back to us, we go be glad, yes, thanks, yes, this. And that is what they're doing us for years upon years upon years. It's a philosophy, it's a mindset that they want we to be in. They want we believe that we could only sell mango here. We could collect scrap iron. We could go in the bush and dig yam. That is what they want we to believe. They want us to believe that there is not a bigger, brighter world outside there, that we could be a part of the providers and the suppliers of this nation. They want us to always be consumers as a blasted black man. And that is how we are to come out of this. And not only us suffer it, down on the side is the different races. Race that down here in Afro and Indo Trinidadians together, because the classes, we having real problems here. Real problems. Can don't meditate there, you know. We had to give to them raw. At that time we had to do that. We had to do them that.
So, as I would have said again, season greetings to one and all. My name is Sheldon Khan from the Progressive Empowerment Party. This is the Workers' Rights platform where we love to bring it to you raw. You know, we love to get in your minds and have you thinking, get you thinking. We like to put you on the thinking. You know, we like you to be aware. Because, you know, a great man said that ignorance, the best way to move a society forward is to impart knowledge and try and uplift your fellow man. And that's what we strive to do here. We strive to better ourselves, better our community, and better you in the process. Because we know that you want more. You tell us, you call us. You know, you supplicate to us that you know you want more. And we understand because we are part of your community and we want more for you, we want more for ourselves as well. And that is why we would always continue to fight for you as long as you are willing to fight for yourself. So until the next time that we see you.
Naka, let me go into the video. Don't think we are not going into this video, you know, because if do that now, we want to show you what it is. So, what you go understand.
Residents are serious to come out and protest because without this, we don't have no supply of water. No? And water is the source of life. Look, schools start the children. How we getting water to send? Even them children have to bathe every day, have to wash our uniform. Sometimes parents can't even afford our other uniform. It has some people poor. What we could do only buy water.
The last time I come down in Sidrazi, a man showed me taking water from a well or something.
Well, yeah, we just dig well. My mother and them still have well. My brother them have well. Every time you watch, you're begging for some water in the pipe. Never. Water could never come in the carcass. Boy, it's really this. Now people helping me out a little bit with the staff here. They want to cut it off. Where we could get water
I understand the problem is that some truckman, some Wassa truckman has some contract and that's why he's trying to sabotage all this so he could get to sell the water or something, so?
Yes, exactly. A man like he trying to get some contract and he telling we now we will get charged for taking this water when years now he toting this water, this same exact water. So what he trying to really say there now? So he want what we gonna do? Suffer for this water now? How much years we suffering? Since I small and little child we ain't getting no water. We still are getting water. What they can really do for the residents I see just some help had to take place. And then this man come tonight with all the things. It's calling him some Gonzales man to cut off the water.
That's Marvin Gonzalez, the Minister of National Utilities.
So why he want to cut off the water for? How we gonna live without water?
He wants to cut off the water so they will have to buy the water.
And which part we buy this water?
So how much we have to pay for water? So if this is what they're doing, right? What's the price they're saying that we have to pay for water?
Yeah, but not already paying.
We're already paying. We're paying water bills.
Paying master bills.
Right? And we're paying for transport for people to help us to deliver water. So what else do they want us to pay for? I don't understand. We don't understand their political views behind that because this is basic human rights. Look, children came out tonight. They have
no political views. They just don't care about all.
They just do
They
not
don't
care.
care about the residents of Cedros,
Right?
And then
They do not care about the residents of Cedros on the whole.
It's based on a
It's
fishing
nothing
village,
we don't get through
right?
it.
Now fishermen going in the sea. You sure they're going to hold a certain amount of fish to bring in a daily income? What about if these fishermen don't hold a fish? Where are we going to get money to provide to buy water? You tell me. So what we had to do? Suffer? We had to be thirsty. We can't get water to do basic
It's
things.
a suffering.
So when you all don't get water, how those children go to school?
Well, what we gonna do? We might have to keep our children home because where we going to get water to bathe with children to go to school, right? As Shira was saying, if not every parent could afford a uniform for every day, right? Everybody's lifestyle is completely different. If you have one uniform, where you can get water to wash it, right? Now I have a well. I grew up with my husband having a well in my yard. We just use that to flush our toilets. We just use it to wash clothes sometimes when it really needed to. Sometimes we have to wash we wears with it, right? We are getting no rain. Sometimes if rain fall, you will get a little rainwater. But if you're not getting rain, where are you going to get water?
How do you all feel as Trinidadians
How
having
we
to
know
be here?
we feeling
You
sick.
telling me?
This is thing
Disappointed.
that
Near to
feels
midnight.
In
sick
2023.
and disappointed, frustrated
2023.
without water. You're frustrated because
Yeah.
the day clean, you're thinking, you have somewheres to wash, Larry. You have to cook. You have where's to wash. Then you have clothes to wash on the side. You have to bathe. We are getting water. This is real foolishness. Now the only source of water now they want to cut it off. That real slackness, that real shippiness. And this could only happen in Cedros. We could only allow this foolishness in Cedros. This can't happen nowhere in Trinidad again.
People are not willing to come. The people of Cedros, as Dora said, need to come together. Because Cedros people suffer, and when the
And
day
it's the whole
comes,
of Cedros suffering.
yes, it's the whole of Cedros
UNC and
suffering.
PNM?
Everyone, if they want to
Everybody.
bring
White,
race
black,
and
red,
color,
everybody
political
suffer.
into it, there isn't any race, there isn't anything. Everybody suffering.
Yeah, I sure you must be feeling like a foreigner.
Well, yeah. Foreigner it's joke, it's worse. It's like we are nothing. There's a point in where we're nothing. Look, children
Like
out
we
here.
behind God
All
back.
these children out here
They
tonight.
forget we behind God back. But that what to say because we not we calling on the residents of Cedros to come out and
So you vote? You vote?
Me?
You
No,
vote?
me I vote. I not voting for nobody. I voting for the community of Cedros. Because this thing is not political.
No, it's not
Right.
political.
Nice.
It's a crisis that's been happening years.
It's
in-
years and
from
years and
Cedros to
years.
Caracas, right? I live in with my husband 14 years, but from the past history with his grandfather and so forth go on, the whole issue is water.
So how is make out?
Well, that's why I tell you, we have a well. If we're far well, I don't know, but okay, we eat Caracas.
But now it's dry season. So what are we
Well,
working
it
out?
is spring,
Rain season, right?
right? We well when you use it goes spring back. But where we get water again if it's not that? It's 2023. We supposed to be modernizing in this country,
Yeah.
not degrading.
Degrading.
Come on,
It's quite
right?
degrading.
It's real foolishness.
What's going to be happening to our kids now? What is their future here in this whole area, right? So something needs to be done, because this can't happen no other part in Trinidad.
And if it didn't have nobody here tonight, they would have cut off the pipe.
Yeah.
Because they come with the intention of cutting it off. Good thing it had people here to stop them.
So how long are they planning to stay here tonight?
No, well, we come
Like
as
this
them.
up my
We hear that we come on.
As it happened, I called. Everybody
Yeah.
came out. 'cause
No,
it
but what
was
time are they
raining.
planning on staying here?
Well, we will stay here as long as we can, and we come in at 5:30 in the morning.
Don't
And
say
how
that,
much
don't say
nights
that.
are they planning to come
Don't say
here?
the time.
Well,
Time, wait.
we spreading the
spreading the
news,
news.
right? So we trying and we hope that
Whole night, every day,
community
24
come out
hours.
to see and support. We need support in this. It's the only way to change this crisis is to get the support of the villagers.
You hear that, Rowley? We come here to spend the whole night, every day, whole day, 24 hours a day, until she just get water, until you come out of government. That is what we come here to do.
One people under one flag. It's time for change, it's time we vote to be.
Well, all you see the video, people. And if all you know, let me break it down for you. The people at Cedros have a little crisis with water issue. And what they plan to do was to stay there nights upon nights because they have this little water place where they just get water. And the plan to cut it, that was the word in the grapevine. So children and mothers came out. Yes, you would have seen a gentleman come out there. He's so disenfranchised with voting, and trust me, there are plenty of them in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Because if you was to look at the voter pattern, more than half of the population don't vote. So they are a lot like him, because he is not convinced of the politics of the day that what taking place here in this country. So when people come up and talk all kind of thing, boy, we on this, we hear that already.
You get excited.
Yeah, we get excited. We hear them thing already. So what we saying, the reason why it resonating with you is because you are living this reality on a daily basis. And these politicians and them will tell you, hold on.
Don't get excited.
And don't get excited, the hold on that they tell you to hold on can. You must be done holding on about 2 or 3 years prior.
Don't get excited. Don't get excited.
Holding on 2 more days could be death in some cases. Don't get excited. That is all I can tell people.
Don't get excited.
Boy, I seen when things like this come about, this just give me the energy and the willpower to keep on pressing on. Because if it was me and I could not help myself, I would have want somebody like Jeffrey and somebody like Tan to stand up and start to talk about issues that I am unable to do so because of certain economic positions. And this here, this platform here, is a lifeline for many of you. Some of these issues would have never meet the public eye if it wasn't for this platform. Some of the issues would have never come about if it wasn't for this. So if even self is somebody else doing this and not myself, in the future I go support them. Because the people need a voice. And not all of us could do it. We're not in that position. So that is why we need all of you to come on board, rally. Because if it was you, I would have rallied too. If it was you that doing this, don't feel you're watching this by mistake. And if it was you that doing this, I would have rallied too. I would have do so and say, boy, God, or Jeffrey, boy, I feel like I could do a lot more better either. I may not be there either, but let me sponsor 10 ampere, 6 ampere. Let me sponsor some water tank for some of them people down there. Because these things are real issues. Or you're seeing that we're doing this, not because it's because of the love of people, not because of this. Or if you want to donate something, we don't see people on a daily basis that need anything, any help. God. I don't know.
As Jeffrey is in the mood of rally. We will be moving a motion within the Progressive Involvement Party to rescind Philip Edward Alexander's resignation, meaning to say the members of the party will get to vote and say that we do not accept his resignation. I know Philip might be a little bit perturbed about this. I know he's a little bit tired. I know he's a little bit downtrodden by the amount of lawsuits that he gotten. I know he has to spend a lot of money. But as Jeffrey would have now said, this is a fight. This is a war. We need all hands on deck. So Philip, we do not accept your resignation and we need you to come back out and fight.
But with that, people ain't gonna stay too long. With that, people, we out and stay tuned for the next broadcast. This one gonna be a little lengthy. We go add in all the videos after, so you will see what we are up against. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is Sheldon Khan, and thanks for listening.
This is the Vote is Right platform. Good morning. Morning. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Most of all, and more importantly, morning to the residents of Library, Destiny Village to be exact. Right now, we're in front of the Library Industrial Development Industrial Estate.
Yeah, Library Cook.
And the Port of Brighton. A port that is empty at the time. And that sign there, welcome. See what it says there? Welcome. That is not welcome to the residents of Library, you know. You know why it's not welcome to the residents of Library? Because there's a gate there that prevents Library residents, Point 14 residents of the community from entering the industrial estate. So you have a government or governments spending billions of dollars to develop a port and an industrial estate to the benefit of the community. And then you have a port authority, some bright, you know what, building a gate and locking out the residents. So the reason why they build an industrial estate in a high unemployment area, in a high unemployment area, in a high unemployment area is to provide jobs for the members or the residents of the community. You don't then put a gate and lock out the people. You build the port to create the infrastructure for this industrial estate. It was envisioned as a way because there are a lot of people in Laborie and the surrounding area, Point 14, that are unemployed. So government would have looked upon that and would have spent money, lots of money, my money, your money, people of Laborie money, to encourage businesses to come down here to open business. They would have given them land, different sort of incentives to come here to open. And then, when all of that is done, somebody puts a gate and locks out the residents. Locks out the residents. So you have, before this here was open, you would have had, all while there was in construction, you would have had multiples of people selling all kind of thing on a daily basis. You seeing that now? Are you seeing that now? You're not seeing that now? Because you know why? Because everybody inside here locked in there and everybody outside here locked out of here. Because that's what they care for you. Your member of parliament for Laborie is the Minister of Labour. Just imagine that. So you have an industrial estate where the residents are locked out. The member of parliament for Laborie is the Labour Minister, and he can do nothing for the unemployment situation in this Laborie. You have a port. As far as I understand, Laborie is a natural deep water harbour. You have other ports like Port of Spain and Point Isas where they have to dredge to get shipping. And ships are waiting to get in. But Laborie here is sitting idle. Laborie Port is sitting idle. People in Laborie are sitting idle. If you drive through Laborie now, Point 14 now, you would see various groups of people sitting idle. And a gate keeping them out from coming to get work. That is why we're here this morning. Because you know we love to quarrel. That's what people say we like to do here. That's what people say we like to do. We like to quarrel. So we come this morning to quarrel about that. That the port is sitting idle and there's a gate preventing people from the community from coming and get work here. And we would like to get that addressed, please.
And the thing about it, it's not just to have a gate here. It have a gate on the next side of the road. On the next side, because this is Labitco Industrial Port, and that is Point Lisa's industrial estate across it, because they would have controlled that side. NGC, a matter of fact, not Point the NGC. Because we all know the power plant over on that side. The same power plant that are going and shut down that's supposed to have 2 turbines running. You understand? Whereas one supposed to be in operation, the next one is when they want to do a maintenance and the one that operated to turn on that next one. So I can't understand why they're going and shut down the whole thing and the country had to be out of current. That's the first thing. Now we're talking about this gate thing here. It's not only disrespectful that they had a gate and blocking out residents. There are no way for the residents to communicate with the contractors inside here. And why that is important, people? It is important to know, to be able to get jobs. It is important that that take place, that the contractors can organize a monopoly in which they could hire who they want and they could fire who they want. Because that system that they had there, you can't just walk through that gate again. You can't just walk through that gate again on your foot. When the contractor decides to fire from there, and they escort you outside the gate, that is the ending of you. You can't go back there to find out anything. And this is the level of protection that they gain the contractors to do what they want in Laborie. At the expense of the citizens and at the expense of your rights. So we asking the general community at large, it not only have a water problem, It have an employment problem within this area here. And here is the next piece of disrespect. McClutchy, the MP for the area, is the Minister of Labour. And the last time that people come down here and protest by Tufco, McClutchy would have said, in which I was in one of the meetings, that he will go around to all the contractors and them and have a meeting with them so we could put a system in place that we could be able to know that it's like a liaison.
You never do it.
You never do it. I'm here to report today that that never was done. And these is the kind of ministers and thing we have operating. We not only have a level of incompetence on the ground level, but high up.
A level of don't care.
Yeah, and they encouraging these contractors and them by doing dash chopping this day by that day to do what they want in our area. All the natural resources that they had in this area where a man could have lived off the land was taken away from us because of the industrial escape. Now the people in this area, let me tell you something, the people in this area have no problem with development. But once the development in the area is at our expense and we can't benefit, where is the point? Or you only hiring me to when these plan building, and when the plan done, that is the end of the night. We have to go back to our life as usual. It's a mama guy thing.
Gotta go back to sitting on the corner.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's just now I think we have no space on the block for you to sit down because it's so much of people on the block.
And then here what I want to tell you. He ain't good for nothing, you know. He ain't good for nothing. All he want to do is smoke weed. You see him? Watch him.
Well, that's what did I say?
He ain't smoking weed because he wants to sit down there. He smoking weed because he frustrated because all they frustrated him. That's why he's smoking weed.
And watch me, that is what I say about Library. We smoking weed. We don't want nothing because they don't hear you ever going on. They don't want to give you nothing. That is the reason why. Because that's what I say, the smoking weed, you don't want nothing. Come on, it's frustrated in an area like this. And you want to make it more frustrated. Traffic jam does be here all evening. By the time 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock, traffic jam. And you know why? Because of the amount of employment that it have inside here. And you seen that as a man from the area. Where you expect what happen? Where you expect? Where you expect that causing the crime in the country? It's the same thing. But this is a microcosm of what they're doing to the whole country. They're taking one set of thing and they're giving one set of people, and the next set they're leaving them out.
It have companies here from as far as St. James. Now,
Yeah.
Now, we personally, as residents, we don't mind that because there are people in Point 14 that is go in Port of Spain and work. That is why you have the water taxi. It's because of that. That is why you have the highway. But what we're saying, simply, is you can't put a gate and lock me out.
Hey, madness.
You can't put a gate and lock us out. If the industrial estate was built for the main purpose of employing people or addressing the unemployment situation in this area, how you gonna put a gate and lock us out? How you gonna do that? You know? How you gonna put a gate and lock we out? So, how we supposed to be able to check a company? Boy, you taking on anybody today?
Can't they wait to do that? That's what's going on. They want to give the contractors there, and I'm saying it plain. They want to give the contractor an opportunity to pay them. That is what's going on there. So when people come and look for work, nobody can go in and look for work. So it will be easier for certain people to tax the contractor. And I ain't talking about no gangster. I ain't talking about no people who just come and block the road. I'm talking about government officials. That is what I'm talking about. It will be easier for them to tax the contractor by putting a gate in the community. And that's how I'm preventing people from going in. So the contractor can do what they want. And when they come for the little monthly, for the little, oh God, we have a donation, they have a sports day. How much you could donate? The contractor writing $50,000 and $60,000 check. Because they know that they would have been scratching their back previously by doing damage. Because you see that is a damage control. And here I tell you, McClutchy, I'm regaining your honor. Reach out to the people and them because we in charge of a lot of people here that underneath we have a skill bank. You understand? Reach out to us. Let me have this discussion. And let me let you know how much people in your community, because it's thousands of them, that don't have a job. You understand? There's 30,000 people in this community and a little more. And here I telling you, yeah, the people at Trinidad and Tobago. This estate can facilitate a lot more than where it is. And nearly half of the community don't have a job. That's the problem that we are down here. And every day, everybody, all your union people, we have a chat separate. Me and you, all just talking. All people just come and thief from all plenty of the plan. Come on, or reach out. This thing bother me, it bother me, it bother me.
We'll be writing the ministers and MPs for these areas to find out and ask what will be their intention and how they will intend to address this situation. We'll be doing further videos and having further contacts with you. Thank you very much. I hope all you see the kind and the size of trucks going in there. So that mean work taking place. That mean money being made. You know? And that's all we're asking for, you know. That's all we're asking for. You know, a little piece of the pie.
And our next
you know, we citizens too.
Our next thing.
We have Trinidad and Tobago ID card. Just like all them fellas are Trinidad. So if them fellas can make all the money, you know, we can make all the money too, you know. We don't want to be sitting on the corner, you know, looking at the sky. You know?
And next thing I want to show you, this corner here was full of vendors, right? This corner here was full of vendors, and watch.
That's for the construction.
What's going on down? And that was you could not get a space there.
No, you couldn't.
Watch my partner, they text. Everybody know text. He's struggling there now. He could hardly get a thing sell. And two double vendor happen to survive it. Them 2 tents that they see in there, that one, and I thought the next one.
During the construction period, there were people with multiple caravans here. Multiple caravans here. You know? So 2 things we're asking for. We want that gate to be removed so that residents can be able to go into the port and seek employment from the contractors or the companies within the port, and we'd like the MPs in the area to look into repair works for boats, so that the port could get some work, so residents could get some employment. Those are the 2 things. Because right now we have qualified people asking for borough work, asking for CPEP work, asking for a little thing to sustain. Yesterday, an electrician come to me. An industrial electrician came to me. Boy, you know everybody in the borough I could get a plug with. Because you know this, I only get out 1 day or 2 days, and you know, I'm a son that's carrying school, I'm a girl, I'm a mother to see about. Why they treating me so in point? What we do all here? What we do all here in point? That all here keep raping us and victimizing us like this? That we had to be coming here and quarreling. People in point is loving people, you know. You know, we all might see we, you know, roughing up Kennedy sometime, but that's not we modus operandi. You know. But you know, if they're pushing me to that spot, you know, we'll reach there, you know, we'll reach there. So we like, you know, as I said, we're gonna write the ministers on these matters, and we'll get back to you. All right? Okay.